Hi, I'm Mary Baker. I'm from Henderson, Kentucky. I come from a life full of events, full of drugs, alcohol, abuse, physical, mental, sexual. But the life changing moment that I would like to speak about happened on December 12th, 1998, when I was 15 years old. I was sick and in a lot of pain, so I laid down early. About 8 o'clock at night, there was banging at the doors. They said they were the Henderson police, and I thought it was my neighbor a few doors down that would come over and knock on the door like that every time. So I told them to come in, come in. I got up and put some pants on and walked to the stairs, and there was police coming from both the front and the back door, coming up the stairs, all pointing guns at me, screaming, "Get down, get down, get down," and demanding to know where my mother was. The only words that could come out of my mouth was, "She didn't do it." They proceeded to calm me down and took me to my grandmother, who took me to the police station. At the police station, I walked in just in time to hear my mother confess to her, my 14-year-old brother, and her boyfriend at the time, calling a cab from a local pantry and having the cab drive them out to the middle of nowhere. When they got there, my mother's boyfriend and my brother slit the cab driver's throat and robbed him for $25. The entire town found out quickly because I live in a small town. Kids would line up at my desk and demand to know why it happened and what was my part. The school got to the point to where they told my grandmother I was too distracting and terrifying for the children, so she had to remove me. I spent 11 years after that diving into drugs just like my mother did, having 3 kids by 3 different men just like my mother did, putting my kids off of my grandmother so I could party just like my mother did. And then in May 2009, I was sitting on my porch and I realized I had finally learned a lesson. My mother's label that she passed down to me did not have to be my label. It did not have to be who I was. It did not have to be the example I set for my children. I learned that I could be my own person regardless of my family history. And now, in January 2016, I have been clean for 7 years. I am a full-time mother to 3 children and a stepmother to a wonderful stepson and a wife. And I'm in school to become more than my mother ever was, and to be more for my children than my mother ever was. Thank you.